What is up, people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. That's right. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. It's another episode, and it's been 8 long days, a long time in this game, especially at this time of year since last we spoke. Of course, we got Nez in the building and my man Asif becoming a part of the furniture here at the Cup Chasers podcast. Of course, welcome back, gents. How we doing?
Hey man, this is a fantastic Wednesday, midweek hump day, football. It's coming quick and fast, man. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lovely
Absolutely.
time of
How
year.
you feeling, Asif?
Lovely time of year. We're actually winning. We're getting decent results at the moment, which fingers crossed will last. So can't complain.
Excellent. Yeah, so tonight we're talking the Carabao Cup, of course. The semifinals just gone by. Obviously, a few talking points to get into. We're talking, we'll take a look back at the Arsenal-Liverpool game, get Asif's thoughts on that, of course. We can touch in on the FA Cup, big wins for all three of us. And then, of course, the Premier League is back at the weekend, so we'll get into that as well. But I wanted to start out with an interesting question on Manchester City. Lewis, does having Max Alain, or Alain, however you say it, and Kusanov as your center back pairing encourage this high line that I've seen Pep play and kind of make him push more towards that in the next few games?
I think one of the criticisms, and I don't know if it's actually criticism, but a thing that I know I've noted in several moments is that that Diaz was slow. I mean, specifically, that was one of the things. A great defender, great mind, but the legs are definitely in a different place. I mean, he was never like a burner, anyways, but it was more recognizable this year and specifically last year. With Gavardiol going out, it made it also more challenging because, well, I mean, Gavardiol has decent speed. I mean, he's not like a burner either, but he's faster than him, and like a pairing with him and Kusanov would have encouraged sort of the same line. So, I think because of what, and I'm just calling him Ale because I just think that's more fun. What was going on at Watford, that he has the pace and the size, and he's smart enough where we have pretty decent cover, because if it's Kusanov and then Kusanov plays with Nunez, so it's not like we're slow back there. I mean, it's pretty decent, and so I think it does encourage that, because Kusanov is really, in the sense of a sweeper stopper, he for sure is a sweep it out guy. That's what he's pretty good at, and there's several other guys that are playing in front of him that allow the stopping to go. So I think it's fairly safe, and I mean, I think at City, Pep really does the trial by fire thing. Like, we've seen him do it. Like, it's trial by fire. And like we talked about the lineup in the chat, and I was late to the party, but I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe O'Reilly will play the left back, and then but then O'Reilly played the 6, and I mean, obviously he's physical
He was
enough
good
because he's played fullback and he's an actual midfielder, and he has size where he can control the pitch fairly decently based on just the experiences he's had. So, I mean, I think Pep has faith in these guys. They're clearly practicing that. So, yeah, I think there's a confidence that's happening in training that he's saying, yeah, let's see.
Let's see if you're muted.
Yeah, mute, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead. What are you thinking?
In regards to the lineup, a lot of them are big players. Riley's like 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He went out. You could tell from the lineup, he went out for a physically dominant team to go match up to Newcastle, because Newcastle have quite physically dominant team, set pieces, etc.
Absolutely.
Yeah, John Linton, for example, he's not a small dude. So you could tell the game plan from there. And I think he did a good job. Instead of like trying to play all the technical players, he tried to find some sort of balance in the team. So, and he did a great job. Probably the best academy in the Premier League at the moment, producing Premier League top quality players. Even if they drop down to like the Championship, most of them come up. Yeah, there's a lot of them who are. Most of them are even going to lower league, Premier League teams and doing well. So yeah, I can't fault Man City, the academy. Yeah, like I say, it's probably the best academy in Premier League at the moment. And yeah, they've done a good job. I can't blame them. Deliver against Newcastle, got the job done. That's what you need, especially with injuries in defence.
Absolutely, and in regards to the high line, something that I noticed, I didn't actually watch the FA Cup game versus Exeter. I was traveling on Saturday, so I didn't get to watch.
We smoked them.
Yeah,
it wasn't nothing to see.
It's crazy. But as far as Brighton and Newcastle are concerned, multiple times, Kadioglu was the opposite side forward who was getting some joy versus Ake. Now, Ake is obviously not the guy that's going to be doing the high line stuff every single game, week in and week out. He might be able to do it like three times for the rest of this season, But also in the Newcastle game, they were able to when they were able to beat your press, it was by getting it to the opposite side and playing down the line for Jacob Murphy. And that's when they had a couple of those early balls, and Johan Wissa absolutely fluffs it, just completely misses. He's got to score on that first one. The second one was offsides. But the point being is it's a little bit vulnerable on the opposite side of your press when the teams with speed up top are able to play through it. Now, obviously, I don't know if Ruben Diaz is going to be the guy that fixes that, or do you think it'll be Nico O'Reilly on the left that kind of gives you O'Reilly, Elaine, and Kusanov as your kind of speed? I mean, and even Nunez is quick on the other side, but I think that's kind of where you can be vulnerable against pacey teams.
Well, from what I've seen is it happened against Ake, but I think obviously Ake doesn't play in starting in that group because of just you would move other players over, because I mean if it's Diaz in there, 3 of the 4 have decent speed, so you can do that. And I mean, even though I think you would have Diaz play as your stopper and Kusanov play behind him, because Kusanov doesn't normally go up. Like, I mean, his passing you can see has improved, but normally Kusanov is the guy that's just the one tracking back first anyways. So I think if we're talking left side, O'Reilly is fast enough to kind of deal with that, and it's just a matter of you being in the right position and taking the right angles on those kinds of runs. Nunez again is the same, and Kusanov, he's normally wherever he needs to be. He'll run over you and through you, but he's normally where he needs to be. So I think Pep Diaz is supposed to be back end of the month. I think then he'll probably slot in where Ake is, which, it's fine how this fits, because I know there was the call for Ake to get game time, and then we were looking and trying to figure out, well, is he gonna? Well, I mentioned stay because he wants to play in the world, which I respect. I mean, if the guy wants to play,
I think your mic's come unplugged or something a little bit. There you go. There you are.
All right. So
that's better.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the same. I mean, I think they've always been comfortable with that because I think they're good with the forward players. Doku and Semenyo playing together, which, again, feeding families, man. Those guys are fairly pacey and they do pretty well. Shirky even does his job there. Bernardo is literally everywhere. And I think there's a confidence there. And now that Rodri is starting to look a little bit like Rodri again, I'm still waiting to see if they played the Rodri Nico double pivot. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I think with that, I think it makes the team look a little bit better because even Reinders is looking like more comfortable. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, teams are going to get chances against City. They got chances in the past when City was more comfortable, but they still got chances. I mean, it kind of is what it is, you know?
Yeah, well, in that vein, I wrote the question down here. Does Semenyo represent a move to a more basketball style? And you mentioned it there. He's getting the goals and he's got the pace himself. So if you're playing the high line and teams are going to give chances in behind, are we looking at big score lines? And maybe, the Fulham game is going to be kind of what we see for the rest of the season for Man City?
I think they're getting defense. They're getting more confident in defense because it's about a synergy and a chemistry. I remember there was we all had sort of an opinion or a judgment of how they just weren't shooting the ball and the ball was just getting passed around and nobody's taking shots. And Semenyo came in there and he's shooting and scoring. So then he who shall not be named, instead of passing the ball backwards and doing whatever it is they do, Semenyo was taking guys on, but the balls he's putting in the box are like absolute. Like he's literally what we already knew he was. Like we knew where he was, so he just came in and did the same thing. So yeah, I can see where City is scoring, but it's funny because I remember the commentators saying this past week. And there was the open play goal where Haaland hasn't had an open play goal, I think, in 5 games, and he has the penalty. And so we remember maybe 30 days ago where people was like, can City win without Haaland scoring goals? And then they said, yeah. And then, it just kind of is what it is. So now it's like, oh, well, what are we going to do without Haaland? Hey, man, that guy's there to win games and lift trophies. Yeah, he wants to score goals. He'll get goals, but now Shirky has, I think, 15 goal contributions in all the game. Like we've turned on and it's appreciated. So yes, I'm good with the scores because we need to score.
So, just out of curiosity, you think who's going to be the deputy to Semenyo in the Man City team then?
Well, I mean, the fact that if Semenyo is starting, then that means someone is sitting, because if Semenyo's starting, are you playing the 2 proper wingers with Doku? If you're not playing the 2 proper wingers, then the first guy off is either Foden or Cherki, right? Which is what we did. And then after that, you've seen Marmoush will be back, and Pep has already made a comment about that, so he will be in the rotation. So the rotation will be, you got it's either Foden or Cherki or Doku. And then you've seen Rico's been playing, so it depends on what we're doing. So there's several names that show up before he who shall not be named jumps into that list. And I mean, I know he's going to play because it's in his contract because he has to play every game.
Speaking of he who can't be named, will he be going to Spurs? Because that's what I keep hearing. I know they've bought Gallagher recently as well, so would they that's the thing, that they might not have the funds to get Savio now, maybe in the summer. What do you think? I would like your opinion on this, Des.
Man City has a great team, and that's where they are. They're there where they need to be, where we have good depth up front with Marmoush coming back. And so there's the depth. Rodri is there, and then Nico and Reinders. So there's several guys there, and Bernardo's always a mainstay. So that's normally the rotation of the team that I expect.
Let's cut through all this red tape here and ask a real question. What is it going to take for your boy to get his Brazil card back?
His who card?
His Brazilian card back.
Who card?
For you to say that Savio is again Semenyo, what is it going to take?
Well, I mean, he who shall not be named is
can't even say it.
It's like earning an Eno means that you're like Ronaldinho, and there's other Enos that you hear about, even Neymar Eno, right? Like, we get all the other Enos, and so we find it hard to understand that we just don't give that name out to everybody, man. And people will say, well, he's young, and I'm like, well, so is everyone else. And so if youth is the reason, then youth is the reason to not do it as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So if the answer to my previous question about you guys playing basketball is true, the question is, will it work?
I mean, so far it's worked. When I watched the game against Exeter, which again, a bunch of kids played that game. Now the narrative online was, even though Asif rightly pointed out how many young players they were playing, people are like, oh, well, they paid $30 million, for Trafford, but you're calling him an academy player. He was in City's academy for 8 years. I mean, what else would you call him? I don't. And then people are like, no, but they paid money for them. They're buyback clauses. I mean, he would cost more than that if they didn't have a buyback clause.
That doesn't mean they weren't in the academy.
But again, they're young guys, and yes, okay, so they've been playing. They've been outside of academy ball because they're good enough, and as Asif pointed out, the academy is producing players. So because it's doing that, I never expected the 10-1, even though jokingly while at the watch party, we all was like, well, when it was 9-0, everyone was like, they better not let a goal go in or they have to score another one. And then they scored a great goal. It was a fantastic goal Exeter scored. And then, you had to go get the 10th one because there's no way you're like, hey, I'm just taking this 9-1. You got to go 101 on them, right? And so, yes, I think there will be goals scored. The biggest question is the rotation. So on Saturday at Old Darka breakfast in the morning, the derby is there, and derby games are always different. But I promise you, if City can hang a couple on United, I don't care how bad they are. The basking in the tears that will be consumed will be quite nice. And so, yeah, we're good with basketball. I don't even know what's after that game. So that's all
let's get to that. Let's get to that in a second. I just want to touch in on how horrendously stupid that 5-minute VAR check was. I mean, what are we doing? That was the dumbest thing. And the same play happened today in the Arsenal game with Gyökeres, and they didn't even look at it.
Nothing.
So how stupid is this? Because every single time I look at the line, Chal's foot is farther back than Haaland. But here's what I just read before we came on the pod. The technology went out. The semi-automated offsides technology was broken or something. So they had to draw the lines manually.
Well, but here's
and
the thing.
Even then, Haaland was getting fouled.
But here, let's go back a further step. We ain't even gonna go there. Now, in the still that they use for that, right? And I'm not complaining about it. City won, it's whatever. But I'm just gonna point out some points. In the still they used when they were trying to determine if Haaland was offside, Semenyo was literally getting shoved like that as he's shooting. So I'm like, dude, it doesn't even matter because the player who shot the ball was fouled. Like this, why are we? Shouldn't the VAR check be for a penalty? Because if the VAR check is for the penalty, because you're going to do offsides, the penalty would happen before because the shot is what happened before the offside. You can't be offsides if you don't touch the ball, and if you touch the ball, then you have to account for the foul. If you account for the foul, then it's a penalty. But then the point is, and I get it because I looked because I didn't know. Like I didn't get. I was working, so I didn't get to see it. But I didn't know this came off of a corner. Because I thought this was like an open play thing. But I mean, yes, it touched somebody. It wasn't direct, but it hit the player and it went from there. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, because then, because the rule is you can't be offside on the corner because it's a corner. and so it was weird because then the rationale that people are saying is that the last man is the keeper. But the point that they're making is the keeper went for the ball. So if the keeper moves as the ball is struck, then how can you possibly count the guy behind him again? Like
they were saying that Chiao was impeded. The official ruling is that Haaland impeded Chiao
Right.
and was offsides. But
Right,
he just
but then-
he just wasn't offsides though.
Right. Yes, that's true.
Like physically, he legitimately was not offsides.
No, he was,
No matter how many times you look at it.
and that literally, as the Steve mentioned, he was being fouled because in the still, there's the man with the full hand of jersey pulling him towards him. So I'm like, hey man, how you gonna call a foul on me? And I'm being pulled to the guy that I'm being accused of fouling. And the ball, the ball came by so fast. There's no way anyone is reacting to that just on the sheer speed that it went by.
Neither of them moved. After the ball hit Semenyo, no one moved.
No one. Because they didn't know the ball was coming. How am I going to defend that? But the only person that moved was the keeper from his spot to try to save the ball, which he was nowhere near.
Not ever getting to it. So
City won. I'm going to leave it there. You know?
Thoughts, Asif?
Exactly how Nez pointed out, really. And the main thing when they were getting fouled, and I don't understand how they can even draw those lines while they're getting fouled. And the line of technology where you're putting manual lines out, why you've got it was just ridiculous. I personally think that was just I know people. It's not like Nez says. We can't call it common sense now anymore, but. It's a bit.
It's not very common, is it?
Yes, unfortunately not, especially when it comes to some reason. But if someone uses a little bit of logic in this situation, it could have been
Well, just to couple what you said, Asif, the thing that really gets me, and is Jake's point of when he started this whole thing is, I would actually have lived with it if they called it immediately, but it took them an hour. Like, I mean, if you just said, hey, he was offsides, but you did it quick, I'm like, all right, you know what? It was a rush to judgment. You can't take that long and then get that. Like, you can't do it, because then it was literally, if you're going to use anything, you have to use a microscope. And plenty of English football fans have said this. They said, hey, man, VAR is meant to support the spirit of the game. If it takes you where you got to zoom in like that to call the offsides, and you're looking for something now. You're manufacturing.
What happened to clear and obvious?
But that's what I'm saying. You're manufacturing it now. It's not a natural thing. And so, as Asif said, because, there's no such thing as common sense. Why? Because now you've literally stopped the game in the cold, because it wasn't like it was hot there. In the cold, and the players are just standing there. City won. It's all good.
Not for nothing, but do you guys remember any referee controversy from the weekend?
Oh, with the FA Cup and nothing? Nothing.
Because there wasn't VAR. Zero refereeing controversy. Just got on with it.
I'm as I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of VAR. I think the flow of the game goes a lot better without it.
Asif, you are a British man. Do you think that there was pressure because they were at Newcastle to do something with that? Do you think there was the human factor of
it can be, when you're at home, you're in that pressurized 50,000 Geordies screaming at you for something. Yes, that can be a bias. It's been in sports a lot of. There's been a lot of papers written about the home advantage and the psychology behind it, and so that is a factor. So I do think so. That was some that can, because I'm sure the referee doesn't want to go home where 50,000 Geordies are waiting for him.
Yeah. So. Need some bodyguards after that one.
But the thing about that is that's why I'm saying that taking the long time made it worse. Because if they did it quick. If they just said, hey, it's offsides quick, everybody would have been like, okay, it's home cooking. Now, you can't take that time and season the food and then take a couple of tastes and be like, what does this taste like? And then, okay, you like it now, I'll do that. What? You can't do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not even complaining about the Arsenal thing. I saw it and I'm like, this is literally the same play. The same exact
both should have stood. Both should 100% have stood. There's nothing wrong with either goal for me.
No, because there's
nothing
not.
Wrong with either goal. But speaking of home advantage, Man City gonna need some swimming trunks and a snorkel at Flood Trafford at the weekend. You see what I did there? Ha ha ha. For the Manchester derby, Michael Carrick has just been announced. Is it going to be a new manager bounce? Is it back to the old United, or is this going to be another smashing? What are we thinking?
It's a derby, man. It doesn't even matter. It's a derby. You don't know.
I mean, on paper, it should be a smashing.
Yeah, but City is clearly not the on paper team, man. They're just not, man. Just this year they haven't been. And here's why I say that, right? Even though you are comfortable when you play, I guess your derby is Spurs. It shouldn't be, but you could use that one.
The game today was more of a derby than Spurs.
But that was the point I was going to say. Is like, yeah. I mean, Chelsea made a game of it late, right? Yeah. And they weren't like at your level, but they made a game of it late. And the thing is that derbies, they're hard to read, man. And it's at their place, and you got a new manager. And if Bruno's not playing, then
he will.
Yeah,
he's already back. He's already back. Yeah.
But then you have, speaking of which, the referee in the Newcastle game for City was the referee when Marcus Rashford scored the very clear offsides goal. So I mean, and City was clearly better than them that day, and they did win the game. So I don't. Derbies is too hard to call. I would say I think City will win based on the fact that they understand sort of the pressure there to get a result. But that really doesn't mean anything because there was a bunch of draws before that and they had the pressure there. So would I love to see a smashing? Absolutely. But I'll take a 1-0 too. 1-0 the blue side.
I personally think Carrick, he did a good job last time. He was the standing. I think they're going to go back to the counter-attacking style that they had under like Solskjaer, for example. So I think we're going to see a different style of play from Man United. Ness says really derby games are hard to predict. I can see Man United taking a point maybe, and just from it being a derby, being at Old Trafford, Carrick back, they've got that sort of motivation. The new manager bounce, so to speak. So it could happen. I'm not saying it will, but it's a definite possibility. And I think with Carrick there, I think they should be playing back to their strengths compared to under Amorim, who was trying to implement a different style of play compared to what they were used to before. So,
and we've seen a 4-4 at Old Trafford already this season with a certain Antoine Semenyo on the score sheet, and that wasn't too long ago. So he's already going to be going back, licking his chops. Or will your favorite player ever start over him? Yeah, is there a chance, or is he still hurt?
Marmouche will be back.
Savio's still injured, isn't he?
He is, but Marmouche will be back because Egypt just went out of.
But so will Bumo and Ahmad.
Just to clarify, Nez, when you was talking about your favorite player, you was talking about Savio.
So Marmouche will be back because AFCON is finished. And so the depth is there now because like Aït-Nouri just came back from AFCON and he played in the last game.
He played for Newcastle. Yeah.
I think, Marmouche will be there.
Yeah, good. Well, so will Mbumo and Ahmad. So I'm interested to see how United will line up. But I definitely think if Bruno, and this is what I've said about Bruno Fernandes, like in all of my analysis of him, if he like puts the petulance to the side and plays quickly.
Yeah, he's an amazing player. If
he plays quickly, 1 and 2 touch, that's all he needs. He could cause you lots of problems in the transition.
I mean, yeah, but then we got my man Shirky. If Shirky and Semenyo, I'm not Semenyo. See, look, you made me say man. If Shirky and Semenyo play together, it's because of the yo part, right? So if Shirky and Semenyo play together, they've shown that they have a pretty good link up. That last goal they scored, literally one touch ball, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
And I think they work together. I want to see Nico Gonzalez, who didn't even feature in the last game. I think he plays this one, and I think Rodri plays because Rodri didn't start. And I think we hold the ball, and I think because Rodri will play those balls across the top because people forget how he played next to Kevin. Like, people forget that. And if I see, a midfield trio of Rodri, Nico, and Bernardo, because he's playing. Anybody who thinks Bernardo's not playing this game has lost their mind. Bernardo's starting this game. That means that your wingers have to be Doku, Semenyo, Foden, and Shirky. And if I'm pulling two, Shirky's in form and Semenyo's in form. But then you have to say, well, am I going to start him and run? Like, he literally will have played a bunch of games in a row. So I don't think he's starting.
But you mentioned Foden's record against Man United is pretty good as well. So
Foden will probably play too.
He likes playing against them.
Yeah.
He does.
Exactly.
You could actually see Silva as the winger and Foden in the middle.
There's too many good wingers to not have a proper winger.
An actual winger.
Yeah, there's too many good ones now. Because Shirky can play out there. Bernardo literally has proven, like, again, a lot of City fans was hating on him, but Bernardo's been in great form recently. If we're going to just give props, he's been everywhere, and he has an engine in him. And, he's earned his start. I mean, so I think he'll play. So the question is Reinders going to sit? Because I think Reinders probably won't start, and Reinders doesn't look like a complainer. He'll probably be on the bench. So, and then I can see Marmoush being on the bench ready to go because Pep made a comment about Marmoush in the presser where he said, hey, Erling is tired. We're looking forward to getting him back. I don't think Pep knew he jinxed him for them to lose the next game in AFCON for him to be back.
Yeah, I mean, these were the semifinals today, so the tournament's going to end soon anyway. But
Saturday, Sunday, right? This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. But obviously, I have a certain dog in the fight, and I'm hoping that my once rivals can do something for me against my new rivals, hopefully.
Imagine rooting for them.
Dude, when I found myself rooting for Spurs to beat you a couple seasons ago and then had to witness Youngmin's son, I think he actually looked up while he was on that breakaway and said, "You know what? No, I'm not going to do this," and then whiffed it. Yeah. See, it's been such a great season so far because I haven't gotten into that mode. Yeah, I'm cheering. I'm hate watching against City, of course, because they're the ones that give me PTSD. But for the most part, I haven't had to worry about other people's results. Yeah. And as you know, the past 4 seasons, I've just been begging the football gods to give me results, and so It's definitely been a good season on that account. But yeah, I think my heart of hearts, I think Man City are going to decimate them. I think it's going to be a 4-0-ish type scoreline.
I'd like a nice win. I'll take one.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a great 4-4, like I said, but the 6-3 double hat trick is probably more likely.
But I'll take that. The funny thing is, if I was a neutral, I would love to see goals. I'll take a 6-3 City. I'd love to see it.
Well, I was kind of hoping
Yeah, that's why I specifically said what I said.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, segues are weird. Asif, I'm going to throw your mind all the way back. What do you think of the 0-0 Arsenal-Liverpool?
Well, I think we had a clear game plan. You guys were, had your chances. Bradley hit the bar. I think we controlled the game second half. As you mentioned in the chat, I think Arsenal could have been more adventurous, trying to go for the win instead of, settling. I think with your players being at home, I think it was worth a shot, at least trying to go and win the game, especially with the way Liverpool were playing at that period of time. So, and our defense at the moment is shocking. So, if Arteta, I think he should have been more adventurous trying to do it. Martinelli, I know he apologised, but I think that was a bit disgraceful what he did to Bradley.
So do I.
And but
I think Slot handled it. Slot was classy in that situation.
Yeah, no, I think Martinelli, okay, in the heat of the moment, he might have thought he was wasting time. But he actually apologized. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't hold no resentment to it. At least he was man enough to apologize afterwards. So and he said that he actually spoke to the player. I'm happy with the point. I did mention that before the game, Jake, that I'd be happy with the point going to the Emirates. And yeah, so no complaints on the result score from we could have nicked it. So, and like I say, I do agree with your point where Arteta could have just gone for it, especially with our weakened defence. But it is what it is. I'm happy to take it away. So from that point,
well, I'm sure you remember my reaction at the end of that game. Some of the things I said in the chat, and I stand by every single one of them. To be honest with you, but I will mention, the fact that Liverpool were doing really well to pull Zubimendi and Rice to one side of the press, and Gravenberch had a ton. And it was McAllister at times too, but y'all were getting the ball to the opposite side of our press in that space for Gravenberch and McAllister, and they were having a field day in that first half. And so, in my opinion, I think Arteta was like, look, they're wrecking us. And Declan Rice is sucking wind already, and so that's why. And yes, I called it cowardice, and I still think it is cowardice because I agree with you. We still should have gone with it in spite of that, should have gone for it in spite of that, and tried some other way to mitigate it. One time we switched our tactics as far as the way we attacked, and then we didn't try it again. And then we just sat back. And so I thought that because you guys were so good in that first half, beating our press, which according to Arteta is our best attribute, he was just like, you know what? We're just going to take this point. We're already ahead 6 points in the league. We're just going to sit back and not concede. That's what it looked like for me.
That's the kind of games that you look back on at the end of the season and you think, maybe I could have done that.
What's interesting is I know, because I don't remember. I don't know if I wrote that in the chat or not, but I know I think I did. I don't know if I asked you on here, Jake. I was like, would you have been okay if they went for it and lost the game? And
I think you asked that in the chat, yeah.
And you said yeah, which I get it because the thing is to Asif's point. I think that's the reason. Is of you look at it at the end of the season, you're like, if it's 1 point, man, like you feel like that it's that. Because that's 2 points, but it's was it worth the 1 point, right? And I mean, I'm not going to knock Arteta because again, that's why I think these games, even though it's not a derby between you guys, I think those are so hard to call because everybody's playing for something, man, and and sometimes that pride. Liverpool was playing for pride. I mean, Liverpool is fourth in the table. I mean, they obviously can make an advance. Mo Salah will be back, and maybe with a chip on his shoulder, right? And you're like, hey, Liverpool can still make a run. I mean, the season's not over, and so obviously, I think Arsenal will hold their results going forward, but Liverpool is playing for something as well. So I think to them that point meant something. And I think that's what happens when you play against a team that may be out of form and going through, a situation where they need to figure things out. So I get it. I really get it. And I don't really have an opinion about Arteta, but I do understand why he may have done that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's certainly tactics for me. Anything else on that, Asif? On that game?
Not on that game, personally. I think I've been critical of Slot in the past, but I think he did, in regards to his tactics, I think he did get it spot on. He'll be under pressure now, I think, just for the fact that Xabi Alonso is now on the market as a manager.
Absolutely.
So, that's something that we probably will going to talk about maybe later in regards to the manager fallout.
Manager stuff, yeah.
But yeah, I personally think he would be a great manager for Liverpool, just from the way his system and how he works. But that's a whole different story.
No, that's the story, right? Because I
That
mean,
is the story.
like
No,
it's not rock and roll, but
we're not on the topic, or we're not on the topic of managers yet, which is why I was
no, but it's on there, right?
I was gonna ask
there.
something about how Salah is gonna affect Slot, but right before we get to that, anything on the Barnsley game? I didn't even watch it.
Barnsley works
I
had a
don't know.
shocking miss. Then the second one cracked it in.
I saw he scored. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ekitete. I think he was what he was. He was 2-1. We were up again. Maybe they could have nicked the point till. Yeah, then once Words blasted that in, we were cruising after that. So.
Oh man, it's 4-1, man. There's
Yeah, it was 4-1. I'm glad that we had a Nagumoha, the young
Rio.
winger.
Yeah.
He was looking good. We nicked him from Chelsea, if anyone knows about that. But he's looking a bit of a player. I'm glad we had a bit of a rotation. Chiesa, I know a lot of people were talking about him getting a chance. When he actually got a chance, he didn't really do much. So I hope that died down. But yeah, I think we've done well. We're talking about just the Liverpool team in general. I think we're probably in the market for a right back now, just because of the fact that Bradley's injured. Frimpong's more of an attacking.
Definitely.
Yeah, and in those sort of tight games, we might need a right back who's less suspect defensively. So we might have to do something about that in this transfer window. And centre back, I've been banging on about this since, but we need centre backs. That's one of your guys' specialities, but when it comes to us, no.
Yeah, I got 7 center backs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the one we actually got is ACL injury, and then
Immediately, yeah.
Immediately.
Leone or something like that.
Leone, yeah, the one we got it from Parma. So yeah, it is what it is. It's I just hope we can get some more defenders in. Hopefully sell Konote, because I'm not a very big fan of him and his defending. He looks like what's his name from Chelsea used to, that sideshow Bob looking guy.
David Luiz.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, David Luiz and Cucurella looks a bit like that as well sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
He's very suspect in the back. Anytime he's on the team sheet, I get jitters. So
imagine someone saying a center half is suspect in the back. Like, is that not the greatest insult that you can find? To be like, hey,
well, he's really suspect mistakes. He's really, if you look at Liverpool, he's suspect to mistakes. That's why I get jittery every time he plays. Even though like Joe Gomez is like very injury prone, I'd rather have him in there if he's fit than Konote. So
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping that Gyökeres was gonna absolutely wreck Konaté. It didn't go down like that. But Mo Salah knocked out of the AFCON today. Prodigal son returns to Anfield. He went away, and it was all kinds of noise and craziness from the Bamba. And
did you see? I know Mane and with the foul, Salah with the foul on Mane, and that had a bit of a brawl about that as well. And I'm glad Mane. I'm actually more. I like Salah, but I know Mane's a former player. He's I wish him all the best. So
legend.
Yeah, exactly. So he, it is what it is. When he comes back, I just hope we don't get a repeat of this business that we had previously. He just gets his head down. If he wants to leave, let him leave. If he's not going to be conductive to the team, morale, it's better he leaves.
He has 2 years left, right? Is that right? He has 2 years left.
Yeah, he's still got some time on his contract because he just signed it. But
now's the time.
Yeah, but it depends. We'd get more money for him over the summer, I think, unless something happens. Maybe with the Saudi league, maybe we can plug him there.
Well, he might just want to stay where he is, right? Because the AFCON is in Morocco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can stay in the North African region, right? and just go to.
I mean, just go back home. I mean, he's closer to home.
It is what it is. I'm just hoping it gets resolved one way or the other.
Well,
do you see
Burnley? I think you should be all right.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you see him coming back into the team?
I don't think so. I think we've been playing better without him this season. If you look at our results, and when he's not been playing, we've actually played results-wise. We're actually better.
Well, you haven't lost, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's 10 games unbeaten, actually. Now that I think about it,
exactly. Yeah. So without Salah, which is why
9 or 10, yeah,
9 or 10, yeah. So which is why I think we've been playing better without him. He's not been
just saying.
Most of his output are goals. He hasn't been putting the goals in the numbers up as he has in previous seasons. Maybe because of the fact that he's not happy, or whatever it is. But we need to draw a line underneath it one way or another. We either get rid of him or he stays in the team, comes up and does his best. That's my
So you got Burnley at the weekend. I'm pretty sure it's at Anfield. Just looking it up here. It is indeed a 10 o'clock game on Saturday.
Yeah, Burnley, 10 o'clock. So
sorry, my screen was doing something weird there for a second. But yeah, I doubt he goes straight back in just for me, since he's, obviously he's played the day and he's been away, hasn't trained with the team or whatever. But I have a feeling we'll see him again real soon.
We might even see him in the Marseille game.
Yeah,
straight after.
How important is that? Where are y'all at in the table?
Yeah, I mean,
we're not doing very well.
Really? Am I missing something? Wait a minute. What you mean? You're in ninth now.
You should smoke Burnley. Burnley don't score goals. They
as in the actual Champions League. When I was talking
in the Champions League, when you're ninth.
We're ninth. Yeah, which is
which is going to mean that they're going to want to beat Marseille.
Yeah. But then the next game, I saw the next game is against like a minnow. They should be fine.
Or something.
Yeah, it's hold on, man.
But even then, I think
I'm pulling it up.
Marseille away, I think.
Q-Bag. It's Q-Bag at home on the last day of the Champions League.
I think they should be fine. I think they get those 3 points. So if they get one against Marseille at a minimum, plus the 3 at home, that's 4, and that puts them at 16.
Should be enough.
Yeah, it's 16, man.
No, but we've got Dortmund, Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea, who only maybe 2 points behind us.
Yeah, but who are they playing? Because I mean that's really what matters, Because like if they're like you, hold on,
Dortmund are playing Tottenham this week.
Yeah, so that cancels each other out because one of them.
That's good for you.
Another one out.
Last season, 16 points was enough to make top 8.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
So yeah, draw and a win, sure.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
I think they should be fine. 16 points it should be more than enough.
But if you look at Barcelona, who are 15th, so they could make a run. Yeah.
Well, they got to win the next 2. And who are they playing? The next 2 is
if you remember,
they're going to be Prague, and then they'll win both of their games.
Paris finished 23rd in the group phase last season, or like 20th or something in the group phase last season, if you recall.
Yeah, but I mean, Barcelona will get their 2 points. They'll have 16 points as well because their next 2 opponents they should walk.
Yeah. Speaking of walking your opponents, any worries whatsoever about Burnley at Anfield?
Burnley, I think we should beat them. I'm not jinxing it. Anything happening in the Premier League, but I think I'm happy with 1-0. I don't really care how we get the points. I just want the points, especially with Champions League, like the race heating up. So yeah, I'd rather just get the points. Worry about the next game afterwards.
Is Slot in any jeopardy?
Yes, I do think so.
You do?
Really?
9 games unbeaten, and he's still 9 games safe.
Not because of the fact that he spent that much money over the summer. He's also for the fact our title defense is basically gone. I'm not saying we don't have a chance, but it's basically gone.
Oh, bro, you're like 14 points back.
Yeah, exactly. So, excuse me. And yeah, I don't think he's been for the squad that
you're
he
14
has.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, for the squad that he has and what he's done with it, and obviously he's had this input. He must have had this input into the signings of Isak, for example, etc. He wanted to change the style of play, and look what that got us. So,
But does he not get some grace because like the guys were either hurt or they started slow, and the manager can't make players play better? I mean, he can put them in positions, but like Verts is finally kind of like looking like he's picking up some. So I don't. I mean,
Words is because of the change of formation, and that's because like that was mostly because of the fact that the fallout from Salah, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna change my formation to adapt to it. So he basically just fell into it, into that. However, yeah, the thing of the player, he had a really good first season, but the second season, I want to see how he reacts to all this pressure at the moment, because that's the when everything's going good, you're the best manager since I played. But when it's bad, how a manager reacts, that's what I like to see. So, and what I was seeing before, I wasn't really, but he's done good. I'm not gonna knock him. I don't think, but if he's, like I say, the spectre of Xabi Alonso is a shadow over him. If he's not going to do well, I think he'll be easily replaced. So, and especially with a quality manager like that available, I think if he does, if he does slip up, or if he's making questionable decisions, etc., I think I could easily see him being the next casualty.
Yeah, because Alonso's right there, literally just.
Yeah,
do you think? I mean, do you think you would enjoy Alonso's play? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, his style of play, I think, is very suited to us, because he doesn't need like Real Madrid has individual superstar players. We need a team ethic. Liverpool's always been like that. So I think his style of play implemented, Xabi Alonso's style of play implemented in Liverpool, I think that would be yeah.
And Verts is there, and he did magic with the guy.
Exactly.
Frimpong as well.
Yeah, and they know the system, they know how he plays. I think that could be, with the step up of quality with the rest of the players, I think that could be a bit of a formula.
Well, then if you're the Liverpool board, do you just say F it and just be like, let's just go get that guy because the guys that performed for him are here? And just say, hey, Slot, we'll just pay it out?
That's the thing that I need to look at, because Slot has actually, maybe it was Klopp's team, but he's actually won the Premier League. I need to see more from Slot. I know he's very unbeaten so far, but I need to see more. That's
in addition, but wasn't like Xabi the candidate, and he just didn't leave because you guys were going to take him, wanted him anyways?
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's what I'm more. If we had over the summer, when we had the managerial change, if we had a choice between Slot and Xabi Alonso, I think we would have just taken Xabi Alonso. The fact that he would decided to stay, that worked, and he went to Real Madrid. Maybe it's bad luck or whatever. Maybe it's destiny. He's coming. It's coming together. Who knows? But I would like to see Xabi Alonso just for the fact that former Liverpool player, he knows the club. He knows. I really do think, that would work. But
do you think Salah would stay there if he comes?
Maybe that could be a thing as well.
Because I think that's something. That's 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think that could be another. Another thing that could implement Xabi Alonso coming in, because of the fact that Salah could be there. He wants a fresh start. Obviously, Slot and him don't get on anymore. Maybe a fresh start. That could be another thing to get him fit and fighting again. Instead of changing the whole dynamic, just change the manager. We got Salah back in again, trying to hit form. We'll see. There's a lot of variables that it's hard to sack a manager who's 9-10 games unbeaten. So.
Is it? Because I'm going to ask this scenario. If you are the final vote on the Liverpool board and they say, hey, man, we got to pay this guy this money, but we get our guy. What do? Do you get your guy or do you keep the other one? You the final vote. Everything is on you.
Everything on me. Personally, I might be a bit biased, but I'd get Xabi Alonso. But that's just me.
There you go. And for me, I think that it's probably smart. You don't want to do a United and just have the guy in the job for way too long, and then have the next guy in the job for way too long. But yeah, I hear that.
Let me throw a thing in there. I agree with that for this reason. If we remember what Man City did, which most City fans, they respect Pellegrini for how he stood through that. But most City fans didn't like the fact that they left Pellegrini out to dry in that last season when the whole world knew Pep was coming. Whole world knew, and they set up the whole system and everything. And this feels for Liverpool a little bit like that. And because think about how many guys who played for him that are there now. And so you're like, do we go through the last season and kind of have these mediocre results to give the new manager a fresh start, or do we need him now because we want to get maybe two of the best years out of a legendary player for us? And if it's me, I mean, if it's done the way City did, you run out the season and you hope for the best. But I think this is a different world than 10 years ago, and I think you go get your guy. Because there's no guarantee that guy is there later.
In 5 months, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Xabi Alonso, with his record as well.
Somebody's going to sign him.
Oh, they'll be sniffing. People will be sniffing around. Man United will even be getting in contact with him.
I'm sure
he'll never do that. He'll never do that.
I'm sure he'll be changing his number if he ever thought Man United.
But here's why I really say that is because say Pep wins the Champions League this year. He's going to leave. And if he leaves, City want Vinny. It's either Vinny or
Maresca.
Yes.
Maresca.
Right. So but Vinny is a winner, right? So say Vinny does this thing. So you got those two guys, and you don't think Bayern goes after Xabi? Like, hey man. Because they are the kings in Germany to be like, oh, did you lift somebody up to be really good? Oh, we'll take him now. We'll go ahead and take your guy off of you. So I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot to go. Like, if I just think about like guys who, if they win something, they change their. Like, if Pep takes himself out the market, come on, man. Like, City would go for him. I would think he's a good manager.
I would be shocked to see City play in that style, but
yes, I would be too. But the manager is a manager. That's
true. That's true. Winner's a winner, right? And speaking of something I hope to achieve, it has certainly been a bit of a roller coaster week for the Arsenal. I was very upset after the Liverpool game, of course, because I was accusing certain people of cowardice. And then we went into the Portsmouth game, and I was really hoping for a bounce back. I knew it'd be heavy rotation, and we did not get the bounce back I was looking for. Yes, 4-1, and maybe I'm, being ungrateful, but we were awful in that game. Not from set pieces. So, hey, I'm totally happy with the set pieces. I'm not going to complain about scoring from corner kicks. I don't know how you let Gabriel Martinelli. Okay, it's Portsmouth. I hear that. But I don't know how you let Gabriel Martinelli beat you to the front post on 4 consecutive corner kicks.
Like you mentioned, it's Portsmouth.
Yeah, you didn't learn your lesson the first time, whatever. But yeah, I didn't think that we played well against Portsmouth. And the only reason I want to bring it up is because some of the fringe players had the opportunity, and some took them. Gabriel Martinelli scores a hat trick. Very nice. And some didn't. Nani Madueke, for example. I just want to bring this up because, once again, should there be retroactive yellows given for diving in the box? Because I want to call this out. Nani Madueke Not only did you con the referee with a disgusting dive in a game you knew there was no VAR in, but then you missed the penalty too? But then you missed the penalty as well?
I have a question, Jake. If he conned the referee and he scored the penalty, would you be upset?
No, not even at all. I would be like, I would call him out. I'd be like, that's a scummy, disgusting dive, but nice goal. But the fact that you pulled a Chelsea, you remember last season where Nani Madueke was fighting with people trying to take the penalty kick last season with all that BS, and then they had to finally give it to Cole Palmer, and it was a whole thing. You remember all that crap?
Yeah.
He tried to do the same this time. He's conned the referee, scummy dive, and then runs and grabs the ball and dares anybody to come try to take it from him. And then you missed. And then that's the worst I take better penalties than that. And that's not an exaggeration. I do take better penalties than that. That was horrendous. So I didn't like that, of course. And so coming into today, I was not sure what we were gonna get, but as soon as I saw the lineup, I was for Chelsea, I was like, because after the press conference, Rossignol was talking about James was a doubt, Palmer was a doubt, Gusto was a doubt, and so I didn't know if they were going to be in or not. But when I saw that they weren't, I was like, man, we need to smash them. And I don't like saying that anymore because I said it before the Wolves game, and I said it before the Liverpool game. So I didn't really want to say it, but I was thinking in my mind, like, this is an opportunity to absolutely wreck them. And for 55 minutes, it was about as comfortable as it could possibly have been. I don't know if it's, they didn't have James and Caicedo and Palmer in the center there, but Arsenal's press, like I made a short on it a couple of weeks back. Arsenal's press just outdid them, outclassed them. They had no answer for about 60 minutes until
Garnacho came on and said, "I am the man."
Oh yeah. That's such a disgrace that we let Garnacho. We let Nacho score 2 goals against us. That's just disgraceful. That's just disgraceful, man. And I'll tell you what it is. All opposing coaches, hear this. If you want to beat Arsenal, dump crosses in.
And get Garnacho.
But, on a positive note, Gyökeres scored.
Oh,
yeah,
he did.
Yes, man of the match.
Just I know a lot of people have been giving him stick for not.
Yeah, we give people props over here, just like we gave Word some props too.
Yeah, exactly. Gyökeres was on my match reaction thumbnail, and he was on this thumbnail. He's on this thumbnail
because just the fact that people have been knocking him because he hasn't scored against big teams. Well, Chelsea is a big team. So, no, Jake. Historically, yes.
Hey man, they are the world champ. Is that what the title is?
They are the club world champions.
Yeah, man.
If I'll put it this way, if you're going to compare Chelsea with Tottenham in regards to a big club, I'd rather pick Chelsea. So, there you go.
Well, Tottenham, they scammed their way into the whole Big Six argument thing, and then because before then it was where they are now, was regular settings, and now they're back to those settings.
When we mentioned managers in pedal, I think Frank is one of the ones that is looking very, very shaky.
Oh yeah, he should definitely already be gone. But I don't know how long Rossignol is gonna have to figure something out with, trying to play out from the back, because Chelsea stuck to it like to a fault today. And I thought that another thing to give props to Victor Gyökeres is when he came off. Well, it was more so when Martin Odegaard came off, but it was only like 5 minutes in between it, right? So when the pair of them came off, our press died completely. Jesus, Havertz, and Marino they ain't got it figured out. They don't have it figured out. If you watch Odegaard, you can see how he decides when to activate the press, right? And obviously I see these things because I watch Arsenal every second that they play, right? But the other players respond to that very well. They kind of know when Odegaard goes, we go. They don't have that connection with Marino or with Havertz, like, and then Jesus, Havertz, Marino together don't have that connection either. And our press died, just flatlined when we had that configuration on at the end. But that's not to say I thought we were very having to batten down the hatches at the end.
In the defense, 2 of them have been out for a long period of time, so it is what it is. So that's just playing, devil's advocate in that sort of thing. But Arsenal, they got the result. That's the main thing, and that's what you really need. Sometimes I know a lot of people talk about winning games impressively, but the key to the title is actually winning dirty games and winning them just like pulling it out of the hat. So even if it's a cup, like you mentioned previously, even if it's the Mickey Mouse Cup, or as you mentioned, the League Cup, it is what it is. Get the title first, however whatever it takes. Then after that, you can take it from there. So we'll see. With Arsenal, I don't really, historically speaking, I don't really count anything till they actually get it or they actually win it.
That's kind of where I'm at right now, man. That's just I can't help but be there at this point.
I can see all these memes online already, on Instagram and stuff. People like, we're gonna win this, we're gonna win the league, we're gonna win Champions League, etc. And then when he gets to June, May, June, they'll be like,
well, the thing about
I've only done that one time, Asif. One time.
Well, the funny thing about that too is that and I stand by this. This is why, even though the League Cup, while disrespected as it is, still counts as a cup. I mean, getting to Wembley is still an honor. I mean, I think people are missing that. Like, getting to Wembley to play a game of consequence is an honor, and you have to respect that. And right now, based on the current results, it looks like the final will be Arsenal and Man City. If that ain't every reason in the world for both teams to get up based on where they are in the table, I mean, this is why, is it a Mickey Mouse Cup? If that's the opponents for that, I'm gonna go with no. Because
only in terms of prize pool, that I only call that because it's $100,000 to win.
No, I hear you. But
that's the only reason I say that.
No, but people marginalize it. Like, Newcastle won it last year, and people was like, oh, well, that's not real. But that's a big deal, man. Like, I mean, again, Asif, you understand, you're a British man. I've been and lived in England a little bit. To go to Wembley to be there on the final day for something, and that you're gonna get the streamers, and you get to meet the king or the prince, and you're up there with your medals, that it matters, man. And so I know, as much as it looked weird with Newcastle's thing, that maybe they don't want City there, but hey, if you get a City Arsenal final at that point in the year, and they still have to play each other in the league, that's not it. And I get the narrative of the Mickey Mouse Cup, but there's no way somebody's not saying that final is not a major. There's anyone's not saying that.
From a British point of view, we look at it as a thing that, because of the early stages, a lot of teams play the youth players compared to like the FA Cup, which is why it gets ridiculed. The League Cup more than like the FA Cup or any other cup. So technically it's like the least important cup, but I do agree with your point when he says it is an honour. That's why people, then when you get to the later stages, like the semi-finals, they start taking it seriously, start putting people like Haaland in the competition. It is what it is. So we can't really unless you start putting a serious, like a Champions League place on the line for that cup.
You get Europe, don't you? Aren't you guaranteed Europa or something like that? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Not for winning the League Cup, though. If you win the FA Cup, you
Yeah,
get.
I know you get a place for that. Okay.
Yeah.
I swear you got something for that, but it doesn't matter. Well, it's funny you mentioned Holland. Like Holland has only scored one League Cup goal.
Yeah.
And people they were mentioning, they was like, hey, he only has one League Cup goal. Like, because to Steve's point, they don't normally
this
play
is his third League Cup game ever. Like,
yeah, they don't play those guys there.
yeah.
So you can see the value in it, and it'll be absolutely must see TV if this is how it plays out.
And how we've discussed this many times. I think as far as I saw a thing on Twitter about who would you rather play, and at the end of the day, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so I definitely would rather see Man City. And I'm happy that you guys are going to meet us there. Should it go how we both want it to? Not for nothing, Arteta has won a semifinal match for the first time in his managerial career.
Really?
Yeah.
Lost
2 to Paris, lost 2 to Newcastle, and lost 2 to Villarreal.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, we were. And 2 to and 1 to Liverpool. I think we drew the other 3 years ago. We were in the semifinal versus Liverpool, and I think he tied 1 and lost 1. And so yeah, he doesn't have a great record in semifinals. But to your point, Arsenal went as strong as we could. I think Chelsea went as strong as they could too. They just everyone was injured or out or whatever. But apart from Kepa, we went as strong as we could, and I think the guys definitely know, despite what the narrative around this tournament may be, I think they want to win it. I think it's very important to them, and I think they understand, as we've mentioned on the pod before, the momentum it can bring, especially if the game is like early March.
I'm looking. Maybe I was looking to see the fixtures. So now I thought it was early March too, but this says March 22nd, man.
That's still right in the middle of Champions League quarterfinals.
Well, but here's why I'm looking at it is because literally, if it's March 22nd, then obviously City and Arsenal drop the games they play on the 21st. But then it'll be that game, and then they play in the league a month later, which is just one fixture,
April 16th
in between. I like that's it. I mean, if that's not the setup of all setups, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it could be very interesting to see if it's just run it back. Both our strongest teams back to back games. Hopefully I have at least a 4-point lead at that point in the season. But we will of course get to that. But yeah, man, I would love to see you guys in the final. I think that your return leg at home is gonna be it's not gonna be easy. Newcastle will bring the energy, but I expect you to win. And Arsenal's record versus Chelsea at the Emirates is immaculate, so it's looking very likely. It's definitely looking very likely. But also another record that we've broken, or not broken, but kind of a monkey we've gotten off the back is we have not played well. Not necessarily the results, but we haven't played well at Stamford Bridge in a long time. And tonight, I think that was a good performance. Finally, and it's good to get the result right. But and we haven't lost there since 2018. But still, we also haven't played well there in a good while. And I was very happy to see us actually put a performance in at Stamford Bridge. For sure.
I'm looking at the fixtures around the next match, and they're very interesting because, I never look forward, so I don't ever know what this is. So before the next fixture, which is the 3rd and the 4th, respectively, so Arsenal plays Leeds away, and City plays Spurs away. But then after the game, Arsenal plays Sunderland and City plays Liverpool. So like that game in between that, like obviously City I think is going to go for it. But man, those are some fixtures because Sunderland is like still decent. So I mean, it's not the same as like playing Liverpool, but like both teams kind of have to be up for who they're playing next, because Chelsea plays Wolves in the following weekend after they play you guys. So they're playing their squad is going to be there because nobody cares about Wolves.
James, Caicedo, Palmer, the whole gang. They'll be there. They'll be there for that one.
And they play West Ham the game before that.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be fully rested.
They're bringing it for sure. For sure, they're going to bring it for sure. And we got more work to do than you have, honestly. Because we freaking Garnacho, man.
I didn't know. I didn't know they said that Garnacho, his last appearance was a sub appearance where he scored 2 goals. I was like, that's.
It's embarrassing, is what it is. But what I will do, I don't want to be too disingenuous. Both of the finishes were pretty good. How he's beaten Kepa at the near post on the first goal. What are you doing, homie? What are you doing? And then to get over the ball and the technique with the volley on the second one was pretty good. Yes, I'm going to say Saka should have gotten out there quicker. But, what are you going to do? Bukayo Saka, that was not a good performance. Not at all. A couple of times he had opportunity to play Victor in, and he's overhit the pass. Yeah. Kind of meh from him. He was a good ball for Ben White on the overlap for Gyökeres's goal. Other than that, I understood why he was.
He's a quality player. You can't have a good game every single time. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Absolutely.
Well, then aren't the we're not the next friend. Is it the friendlies or what? What are the international? Jesus Christ, my language. You know what I mean? When the national team plays, you know the words I'm trying to say. Aren't those coming up soon?
No, I didn't think that was till.
That's March, right? Early March. Is that right? Am I? Yeah, I'm missing it. My bad. Don't worry. Ignore that. Erase that memory, people.
I think that's in early March. We got a good little ways before that. Lots and lots of games to get to. But we did touch in on the Manchester derby. I do want to ask your guys' opinion about Michael Carrick. Will he succeed? Is he the right guy for the next 6 months? Is it going to be an Ollie where he does well and he becomes gets a 2-year deal? I mean, I know he did so awesome at Middlesbrough, but they did sell all of his players out from underneath him 3 seasons in a row, so that sucks. But
hopefully he does not do well at all. They're one of my least favorite teams. I'm not going to even. I think most British people will agree with the fact that our league, one of our least favorite teams, most people would list Manchester United in there. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't get a good deal, but I don't wish them any success anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm absolutely right there with you.
I'm struggling for my neutral brain. I try to find a neutral brain, and the only thing I can think is bleep them. Like, just bleep them. Whatever, man. I don't care what they do there. I care about the next one. I'd like to get a win for the blue side of Manchester, and then whatever happens to them, I don't even care. I could care less.
I mean, on Saturday, I was speaking more generally, but on Saturday, it's straight vibes. It's straight up vibes. It's Michael Carrick. It's old school. It's back to what we used to. It's the United way, or what. It's all vibes, man. That's all it is.
that's the vibe I'm getting as well.
And it's funny that the old way has gotten them exactly where they are. The stadium is exactly how it was the old way, and the philosophy is the old way, and the stealing the money out of the team to finance whatever it is they do in private things. Keep doing the old way.
Did you hear what Roy Keane said about Sir Alex Ferguson?
No.
Yeah, still hanging around like a bad smell.
Did he say that?
Oh, you know, Roy Keane doesn't like Alex Ferguson. You know they got their beef.
No, I didn't know he said that though. Like, I mean,
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he doesn't mince his words. Roy Keane, so
well, I mean, Roy is. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
I
sure.
mean the
Roy's
kung fu guy, the Karate Kid, however you want. Like,
I think he was assuming. I think Roy Keane was assuming that Sir Alex still has sway. If he goes down to the locker room and says, "Yo, maybe you should do this," they listen, and that's maybe not a good thing.
but I don't think he does. I mean, the way
I don't think
that
he does either.
what's Sir Jim is doing stuff. He looks like what's that guy? What's the guy who steals Mr. Burns, who steals like all the pennies and stuff from the kids and stuff like that? He feels very Mr. Burns like. Right, that is Mr. Burns, right? Here from The Simpsons, Mr. Burns. That's who he feels like.
That's awesome.
And you know, the guys are his Smithers.
I do think they are taking a step backwards by like going back to like Carrick.
He's Smithers. He's Smithers.
Yeah,
He is Smithers. You know, and he's Smithers with in the dark with the coat and the cigarette. And you know, he's Smithers, man. He's Smithers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like I say, I'm not as neutral as Nez. I'm just
I'm trying. It's hard.
I'm not neutral at all. I hope the dumpster fire continues. I'm absolutely enjoying the dumpster fire.
I'm loving it.
Love it so much. I mean, it's very interesting, and it's very interesting. Yeah, obviously, I try to come at it from an objective standpoint, but from an Arsenal standpoint, I hope it long may it continue. You know, and I personally think that as long as Ineos are there, it's just not. It's going to be more and more of the same. The Glazers are just letting Ineos burn, just keeping them as a shield, and so it's fine with me.
I know we mentioned it before, but everyone who goes out alone will get sold by Man United and doing really good in another league.
You see Scotty McTominay get the brace versus Inter Milan,
and then Hodgland as well now,
and Højlund's playing there too. Yeah.
And he's been training up in Serie A.
Even Pogba is better.
Yeah, he's injured again,
but he was better. You know.
So, that shows us.
Anthony.
Even Mason Greenwood, you know, I know no one wants to mention his name for good reason,
he's
but
balling. He's balling though.
He's against us next.
Anthony at Betis.
But he's been getting linked with teams now. Is Anthony. So,
is he going to come back to United?
I hope so, but no, I don't think he would.
Oh my goodness gracious! But yeah, I think that's it's going to be interesting to see how Michael Carrick will approach what they do at United. At least Darren Fletcher was playing the youth. We saw Shea Lacey. He's looking good, that kid. But like I say, he's like 17. So if United are going to revert to the old school way of relying on the youth, it's I don't know if their academy is what it once was.
No, they do have this kid that I keep hearing about, JJ Gabriel.
I haven't heard of him.
If you look him
Not
up,
yet. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, but I'm surprised they didn't give him a chance. To tell the truth, but he's still quite young, so
yeah. And I think that they can maybe steady the ship a little bit. As long as they stop playing that wing back crap.
They should keep doing that.
No, they should keep doing it. Jake, we should not give them any tips whatsoever.
They wouldn't listen anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, I know. Yeah, Michael Carrick is he's definitely up at 3 a.m. over there listening to the Cup Chasers, trying to get some eyes. He's taking notes, trying to get some eyes. Don't play the wing back system. But it'll be very interesting to see. We were speaking on managers who are available, and there's going to be plenty of managers available in the summer. There's a lot of talk about some of the World Cup coaches who are possibly going to be available. Tuchel could be available. Pochettino could be available.
Hold on. Wait a minute. The Tuchel one I was getting, because he's actually a good manager. We've seen him do things. But are we really bringing Poch up after what we've seen so far? We think he should be managing.
I said he was available. I didn't say he was a great coach.
Oh, okay. I know you didn't say He was a
I
good
didn't say
manager.
that there would be a bunch of good coaches available. I said there will be coaches.
Caveated. Yes, got you. Because what you talking about, man?
Oh, I just heard, it float because people are talking about who United might bring in the summer. And, when people say, oh, well, Xabi Alonso might go there, or somebody said Don Carlo. And exactly, right there was my reaction. And so Pochettino's kind of their level, right?
I have no opinion whatsoever. If Pochettino wants to go to Manchester United, all the power to him. That's all I say.
I mean, or should Southgate go? Because apparently now he's saying he'll take it.
If he wants to go,
I forgot he was even in management, but he's not this year, right? Is that right?
No, Southgate's he's a free agent. He's ready to go, ready to sign.
He's quite a defensive manager. I wouldn't mind seeing him at Man United.
Oh, I would love it. I would love to see him at Man United. I keep saying I don't think they'll do it, but also look at how long they hung on to Ten Hag. Look at how long they hung on to Amorim and refused to accept their mistake. So who's to say? They might go and get Pochettino. They might go and get old Gareth Southgate. Sir Gareth Southgate, to you. I'm just saying, that they're gonna be looking in the next few months. And while I do think it'd be hilarious if they sign Michael Carrick to an actual deal, but I'm just wondering what would it take? Would they? Because the only goal they can possibly have is to somehow scrape Champions League, scrape into the Champions League. That's the only goal that's left.
Oh, for United?
Yeah.
Well, they're top 8, right? I think they're top 8, right?
They're 8th. Yeah.
But you gotta look long term at that team as well. If you look at it, they haven't got any prospects that
7th.
Yeah.
If I'm them, I'm selling Bruno for some money. I'm getting money off of that.
Word is he wants out too.
Oh, why would he want to be there? But I mean, they probably can still get money. He's still a good player.
I don't see the spine of a good team in that team. I don't see them going forward as a good team. That's just me.
Oh, they need a midfielder for sure, at least.
Yeah, they need a lot of transfers coming in and out.
And it's Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire in 2026 back there.
That's perfect for Gareth Southgate to come straight in there and take over the team because
he knows all about him. No, he definitely knows all about him. But yeah, and then of course Casemiro is 900 years old, at this point. But as long as they're paying, see, that's the thing that I didn't realize about Casemiro. You know how we were making the jokes a couple seasons ago about greatest center defensive midfielder in the world, and I didn't realize he's on 350 bags a week.
But
so he's running that contract down, bro.
Oh, he's going nowhere.
He's not going anywhere.
I was just reading about Manuel Ugarte, who they bought from PSG, and how much he makes.
How much does he?
And they're trying to get rid of him. So,
I mean, he's making too much. I know that for sure. I can already tell you that.
Yeah, he's making. Let me just double check my stats before I.
If it's more than Kai Havertz, I'm gonna laugh so hard. I don't want to talk about it.
Annual wages are of around £6.2 million.
That's way too much. That's way, way, way too much.
Yeah, and that's a 4 year.
That works out to 130, 140 a week. 140K a week, 130K, somewhere in there.
And he's got a 4 year contract.
No, Kai Havertz makes $265,000 a week.
Are you serious?
It's disgusting.
So 120,000.
It's disgusting.
Man, I need to be an agent, man.
Yeah, bro. Kai Havertz was our highest paid player until Saka signed the deal. Now Saka's getting 300 bags.
But at least Saka actually does something. So
Yeah, Kai Havertz, dude. Kai Havertz is still left over from before Berta, from when we were doing madness. We were doing dumb shit,
Jake, I have
like
a
signing
question.
Raheem Sterling.
Jake, I have a question. Which Chelsea player do you think they're gonna sign this is coming summer?
You know it's gonna happen too. We're probably getting Garnacho. That's probably happening. It's gonna be a deadline date. Nah. See, we're past all that. We're past all that. Okay. Berta knows better. Andrea Berta has changed it. We're not playing this Chelsea reject game anymore. Okay. The only one that's actually worked out was Jorginho. And Petr Cech. Certainly. But your David Luiz's, Raheem Sterling's.
What you mean?
Raheem Sterling is still there.
Dude, he's making 300 bags a week too.
What you mean, man?
Is he even playing for the reserves? I don't even know if he plays for the reserves.
They were in like a bum squad way, basically.
Yeah, him and I think it was Badia Shield for a while. Now, who was the other one that's still there?
Axel Dixassi or something.
Yeah, it's Disassi, exactly. Dude, and guess who else still has a contract with Chelsea?
Go on.
Mud Dog. Mikhailo Mudryk is still on the books.
Yeah.
He actually is
kicked out of football.
He's still, but he's still got a contract.
Yeah, he's suspended. But
because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's still on the books there too. He's training to be a sprinter, I've heard. But yeah, I mean,
doping allegations.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to point out, just a little fun fact as we're winding down a little bit here. No, I do not think Xabi Alonso will ever make it to Manchester United, but I did see a very interesting stat about how it might be a little unfair that he's been sacked from Real Madrid. Hansi Flick's first 34 games at Barcelona are an exact match to Xabi Alonso's first 34 games at Real Madrid. 24 wins, 6 losses, 9 draws, or whatever it works out to. But it's the exact same. And the high suicide line from old Hansi Flick is still around.
Well, you got to add into that element that as good as Kylian Mbappe is, he's had in 7 years, 7 managers.
Yeah.
We're not going to label him anything because he's clearly a world-class player, especially on the international stage for France. I mean, at PSG he won what was there, but I don't know, man. That becomes sort of an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like,
look at Matthias de Ligt. He's played for like 17 seasons. He's had like 19 managers.
Yeah, man.
What? That's crazy.
I don't even know how players can find any kind of consistency with that, which makes, places like City, Arsenal. I was going to say United because they did keep a manager.
Ancient history. But
it makes those places worth it, man. So it's a bit weird.
No. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And as we were saying earlier, I guarantee Xabi Alonso is going to end up somewhere. He's not going to have any issues whatsoever. But maybe come the summer, who knows? We'll see. We might see old Tommy TT back in the league. Even Pochettino. I don't think Nez doesn't seem to agree with that one. But who knows, man? Who knows? Some people don't even think Liam Rossinier is going to make it to the end of the season. He's got a 6-year deal, though.
Yeah, people don't care about those things anymore.
No.
Yeah, he's probably got very close.
I think they probably, how like the athlete contracts have like injury rider insurance things where if like you get rid of them, if they get like some major injury, the insurance pays for it. I really think there's like a secret manager insurance of, hey man, if this dude sucks, we're not going to actually pay it. We're going to just let like this other company pay the thing. I think it's a secret thing out there because, rich people, they work together. They find a way to make sure they don't pay people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
of
there's some
course.
of them. Yeah, some of them, but it depends on what kind of contract. Some of them probably write in break contracts end of the season if you get a review if you're gone. So,
Hey, man, in today's world, and this is a complete aside, has nothing to do with even with football. In today's world, being rich is about how well you evade taxes.
Well, I ain't good at it because I owe taxes.
I'm not good at it
every
either,
year, man.
I owe the tax man a lot of money. I'm not good at that at all.
Every year I got to pay him something.
Yeah, they're coming for me, man.
I mean, I pay him, but geez, man,
but
I do pay it. It don't make me feel good when I do it.
But yeah, lots of good stuff tonight. Lots of football to look forward to coming up. Obviously, it's the Premier League at the weekend. Man City hosting, traveling to Manchester United, I should say. Liverpool hosting Burnley, and Arsenal at Nottingham Forest, which we didn't actually touch on, but is going to be a tough one. I'm looking forward to it. There will be a preview for that one here on the channel. And we'll be doing watch-alongs all weekend, of course. It's certainly been a good one, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as we have. If you're still around, hit the like button. It really does help the channel. Hype it up if you got any of those left. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And that's been the Cup Chasers podcast. You will see us next time.